Grace's Letter to Lincoln, written by Connie Roop and Peter Roop, illustrated by Stacey Schuett. Chapter 1. I wish I owned a slave. Grace slammed down the hot, heavy iron. Grace Bedell, what a wicked thought. You should be ashamed, Mama exclaimed. But Mama, all I do is iron, iron, iron. A wisp of smoke rose from Grace's iron. She yanked it up. It was too late. She had scorched a brown triangle into the white sheet. My favorite sheet, moaned Alice. Grace Greenwood Bedell, Mama scolded. I've got a good mind to. Helen raced to Grace's rescue. I finished the washing, Helen said. I'll iron for you, Grace. Grace caught Mama's eye. No, thank you, said Grace. I'll iron. Reluctantly, she placed her cooled iron on the stove and gingerly picked a hot one. Steam rose as she stroked the sheet. I still wish someone else had to iron. I hate it, Grace thought. The back door burst open. Grace shivered in the blast of chilly fall air that followed Frederick inside. Papa's coming, he said breathlessly. Mama tucked a loose strand of hair behind her ear. Children, stay in the kitchen while I find out what Papa wants. But Mama, Grace said. Mama's eyes cut off her protest. Grace could hear her parents talking. Papa sounded like a waterfall rumbling in Checuca Creek Gorge. Grace put her ear against the door. Amanda, Papa grumbled. First you want a slave, now you are a spy? Alice grabbed Grace. Don't you want to know what has upset Papa? Grace whispered. He will tell us when he is ready, Alice snapped back. Papa's rumble grew louder. It is not right, Papa said. Jefferson works for me just like any other man. They cannot take him back to Tennessee to be a slave again. Any runaway slave must be returned to his master. It is the law. Well, Amanda, this is one law I am willing to break. I'm going to see Thomas Macomber. Papa left. Upstairs, baby Una began howling. Mama hurried up to comfort her. Grace scampered back to her ironing. She picked up the iron just as Mama returned. The strand of hair was flying loose again. There, there, Una, Mama cooed. Everything is all right. Una stopped whimpering and burped. Grace said, she's as happy as a clam at high water. Mama said, Frederick, I need firewood. Girls, when you finish the washing and ironing, we'll begin making supper. Grace shuffled her feet. What has Papa so upset? She asked. He will tell you at supper, Mama said. Now back to work. Without another word, they returned to their tasks. The clock ticked, the hot iron sizzled, Una giggled, and outside an axe cracked. Grace looked out the window as she ironed. 3 houses away, she could see the Macombers. Papa and Mr. Macomber stood by the Macombers' log and pile talking. Papa and Mr. Macomber shook hands. Papa walked up Washington Street, back to his stove factory. We will never finish if you don't work faster, Alice said. You iron that sheet so long that it is flatter than a board. Grace glanced at Mama. Mama was feeding Una. Grace stuck out her tongue at her bossy big sister. Dusk had settled over Westfield before Papa came home. A flock of geese migrating south formed an arrow overhead. Papa asked the entire family to join him in the parlor. Grace fidgeted as she waited for Papa to tell them about Jefferson. Sheriff Holt ordered Jefferson's arrest. He will be sent back to his master. So that is why Jefferson left the factory in such a hurry. He didn't even collect his pay packet, Stephen said. Where is he? Papa folded his hands together. I will not tell, Papa said. But Papa, Stephen burst out, you know harboring an escaped slave is against the law. It is wrong. Yes, I know, Papa said, but I know my conscience too. What I am doing is right. Papa twisted the tips of his mustache. When he did that, no one dared argue with him. The Bedells sat in silence until Mama said, Helen and Alice, please finish the dishes. Grace, put Una to bed. I must talk with Papa alone. Can I go see Jenny after Una is asleep? I'll be as fast as Grace Lightning. Just for a minute, Mama told her. Just for a minute. Grace tickled Una and tucked her in bed. Soon Una's eyes closed. Why does Papa like Lincoln the best? Frederick asked. Grace corrected him. Not Lincoln, Frederick. Mr. Lincoln. But why? Frederick yawned. Papa thinks he is the best candidate running for president. Before Frederick could ask why again, Grace said, because Mr. Lincoln does not want slavery to spread to any other states. Papa says owning a slave is wrong. Papa is right, Frederick. Now go to sleep. But you wanted a slave, Grace, Frederick reminded her. Grace felt as hollow as the soul of an echo. She blew out the oil lamp, hurried down the stairs, put on her coat, and ran to Jenny's house. One light was burning in the kitchen. Grace knocked. No one answered. She knocked again. She waited. Finally, the door opened a crack. "Oh, Miss Grace, it's you." Jefferson let her in.